The Bay Area housing market is crashing. Or at least that's what a lot of home buyers and sellers in the area believe. But is that actually the case? Coming up on this week's Silicon Valley Snapshot. Talks of a housing crash in the Bay Area have been going on for quite some time. And my gosh, 2022 started off with a bang, and here we are over midway through the year talking about a crash. But is that actually going to happen? Are we in the middle of a crash? Are we in the middle of a correction? Is it just a blip, or is it somewhere in between? Well, we're going to get into that data, but before we do, if you're a home buyer in today's marketplace and you're looking for a comprehensive data set to assist you in your home buying decision making, you can text the word data plus the zip code or the area or the neighborhood that you're looking in, and we'll get a customized report sent straight to your inbox. And if you're a home seller in today's marketplace and you're thinking to yourself, well, what should I price my property for? What could I even expect to get for my property? Or even better, should I sell my property? You can go ahead and text the word data plus your property address to the number down below, and we'll get a customized report with all of the data that your heart desires sent straight to your inbox. July was a rough month for the Bay Area housing market, and we're going to get into that data. But what we're also going to do is, now that we're midway through the month, which is generally when we get last month's statistics. So we have July stats and they're fully nice and packaged up for us, but we also have the ability to look at month-to-date data. And so we're going to compare and contrast where we are halfway through August and how that compares to July, and whether or not we are seeing things getting worse, staying neutral, or maybe getting better for some parts here in the Bay Area. I've kept you in suspense long enough. Let's dive into the data, starting with Santa Clara County. In July, we had 953 homes pending and 1,638 homes for sale. That is a huge difference between where we were at this same time last year, where we had 1,239 homes for sale and 1,476 homes pending. We have 35% less homes pending year over year and 32% more homes for sale. That is a drastic swing. Increased inventory, decreased demand, aka decreased pending sales, means that things are a lot better for home buyers than they were at this same time last year. But let's face it, could they get any worse for home buyers? Well, they did. They did for a short period of time here at the beginning of 2022. We saw a huge acceleration of hyperinflation over the course of 3 to 4 months, and then we saw a major come off that epic high that we were riding at the beginning of 2022. So the market's crashing, right? Well, not so fast, because in August, month to date, so essentially for the first 17 days in August versus the first 17 days in July. In other words, month to date, month over month data. Very important when we're measuring what the real-time ebb and flow of the market is. So when we're comparing from this month to last month, it's a very good comparison, especially when we're looking at the volatility in the marketplace in real time. Well, we have that information. And in fact, month to date, month over month, we are seeing 12.8% less homes on the market, less inventory, and pending sales up a whopping 30.8% in Santa Clara County. Now, if we look at historical data, last year at this same time, we definitely saw a drop off in inventory month over month from July to August. So this is something that we would have expected to see. But the increase in pending activity is way more significant than it was month over month of last year. And so from what we can tell, at least from this preliminary data, is that the market is starting to stabilize here. It's starting to reach a point of stability that, to be honest with you, during a full-on market crash would not be happening. In a full-on market crash, we would expect things to buck historical trends in the opposite direction, meaning we would have expected inventory levels to at least stay flat or increase, not decrease, and we would have expected pending sales to still drop. And it did quite the opposite. Pending sales are up very significantly month over month. Now, this could all change. The last 13 months of August could be disastrous, and we could see things get worse for the housing market in Santa Clara County. But we're far enough along into the month to say that this is pretty good data. It's not definitive, and so we should definitely stay tuned and make sure that you watch Silicon Valley Snapshot. Continue to tune in with us to watch the trends in real time. But this is really good information for those of us that are sitting on the sidelines and trying to figure out, well, should I buy now or should I wait and see if the market is going to continue to go down? Well, all signs point to we're reaching a point of stability. And remember what I said in my video just a few weeks ago. I said that the opportunities that present themselves, there's only a short window of time, and it's normally in times of uncertainty. And what this is telling me, what this preliminary data is telling me, is that certainty is starting to come back into the marketplace. There is less fear. There is more certainty, and that is causing buyers to come back into the marketplace. And at the same time, there is less panic selling happening right now than there was, say, in July. But that's just Santa Clara County. Let's flip over to San Mateo County. Again, July, not the best month for San Mateo County. We saw 664 homes on the market and 354 homes pending. Year over year, that is an increase of 32% in inventory levels and a decrease in 40.2% in pending activity. So a massive, massive swing. Great for home buyers, if you're a home buyer, and for home sellers, it is definitely not the best news. I mean, the truth is that the market conditions have softened significantly in San Mateo County. But here's some great news. Again, month to date, month over month. Let's look at what's going on in San Mateo County. Well, we've got a decrease in inventory levels, which is a good thing for home sellers, that there's less competition month over month in comparison to last year. And pending activity is up 18.9%. Now, if you look July to August of last year, we actually saw pending sales go down. And so this year they're up, and they're up 20%. That is significant. And so we are bucking the trends from last year. And that is a good sign for the vitality of the housing market here in San Mateo County. Guess what, Crash Bros? You got it wrong again. Let's head on down to Santa Cruz County. In July, there were 311 homes on the market and 176 homes pending, which year over year is a 19.6% increase in inventory levels and a 26.4% decrease in pending activity. So for home buyers, what does this mean? Well, the market conditions are way more favorable for you. Newsflash, shocker. I mean, we all knew that this was the case. However, let's look at what's going on right now, month to date, month over month. We're seeing essentially a neutral inventory level here, month to date, month over month, and pending activity is up 26.7%. Now, when we compare that to last year, we saw pending activity jump fairly significantly as well, but not 26.7%. So we're outpacing month over month from last year. And inventory levels also came down, and it came down more than 1%. So I would say that of all the counties that we've seen so far, Santa Cruz is most like last year in terms of just like the seasonality as opposed to a shifting in the market conditions. I would say Santa Clara County and San Mateo County, it's more of a distinct shift, bucking the trend. Santa Cruz, at least for right now, seems to be correlation with seasonality, which is not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It simply means that the change in the numbers has more to do with the season in Santa Cruz as opposed to changing market conditions. But in a crashing market, things would have gotten worse, and they're not getting any worse in Santa Cruz. Heading on up to San Francisco, we've got 990 homes on the market in July versus 332 homes pending, which year over year, there's an increase in 26.5% in inventory levels and a decrease in pending activity of 39%. So again, not the best news if you're a home seller. Good news if you're a home buyer. Now, let's look at what's happening month to date, month over month. A 19.9% decrease in inventory levels. Good for home sellers. Not the best news for home buyers. And a 55.2% increase in pending activity. This is a massive swing for San Francisco, which has been getting pummeled here in the later parts of the spring and early parts of the summer. When we look at last year's month over month data from July to August, we are seeing definitely a decrease in inventory levels, definitely not a 20% decrease. So we are outpacing last year's decrease in inventory levels month over month. And as well, the pending activity is up 55.2%. Month to date, month over month in San Francisco. Last year at this same time, we saw a decrease in pending activity. So we're seeing a complete bucking of the trend in San Francisco in terms of activity or demand. And so if you are a home buyer that has been sitting on the sidelines waiting for the market to drop in San Francisco, you may have missed the very bottom because right now we're seeing a huge resurgence in competition. And my team members in San Francisco are definitely experiencing this in real time. I mean, I'm having conversations with all of them every single week, and we're going up against usually multiple offers in San Francisco for most of our offer situations, which has not necessarily been the case for the last few months. And so if you're a home buyer in the city, I'd get out there right away because the best has probably already passed, but that doesn't mean you can't still get an amazing home at an amazing price. It just won't be the most amazing because clearly the trends are showing a resurgence in the San Francisco market. Heading out east to Contra, Costa County, we had 1,651 homes on the market in July and 912 homes pending. That is a big difference from July of last year, where we had 70% increase in inventory levels year over year and a 33.7% decrease in pending activity. That is a 100-point swing year over year. So home buyers are definitely having a much easier time competing in Contra Costa County, and home sellers are having a much more difficult time comprehending why is it that my neighbor sold 4 months ago in 2 days and I've been on the market for 2 months. Well, that is definitely a condition of the current state of the market, but things could be turning back in sellers' favor. Month to date, month over month, we have a decrease of 5% in inventory levels. So inventory levels are coming down, and pending activity is up 16.2% month to date, month over month. When we look at last year's data month over month, it was neutral from July to August in terms of inventory levels. So a little bit of a favorable change here for home sellers. Month over month, at least preliminarily, the data is not definitive. It's not done yet. The month isn't over, but we are seeing an increase in pending activity, whereas last year we saw a decrease in pending activity month over month. Again, bucking the trend. So things are looking better. They're looking up for the vitality of the market here in Contra Costa County, which again, just does not scream market crash to me. And then finally in Alameda County, we had 1,605 homes on the market and 888. What a lucky number in pending activity in Alameda County. When we compare that to last year, we're seeing a 58.3% increase in inventory levels year over year here in July and a 32.2% decrease in pending activity year over year. You know, honestly, when you see this data, it definitely makes you think, wow, that's not good. And the truth is that when you think about where we were at last year and how crazy the market was and where we were even 6 months ago, the market was insane. The market is normal now. There is nothing bad about the market that we're in. The general feeling regarding the market is predicated upon our recency bias. And so we've got a lot of sellers wondering what's wrong with my home, when in reality, they should be just sitting back and allowing the marketing to do its job, knowing that the market will eventually come to them. It is obvious that consumer sentiment, especially on the buying side of things, has completely turned around. You can see it here in Alameda County, where pending activity month to date, month over month is up 27.4%. That's huge, especially when you compare it to last year's data, where we really only saw maybe a 1% increase in pending activity from July to August. And this month we're 27.4%. Confidence is coming back into the marketplace. Inventory levels dipping 7%, also great for the vitality of the market, especially when you compare it to last year when inventory levels actually went up from July to August. So bucking the trend again. That's it, folks. The data could not be more clear. While July was an exceptionally rough month for the Bay Area housing market, things seem to be turning back around in basically every county here in the Bay Area. If you're a home seller in the marketplace right now, I truly believe that listing your home in the September timeframe is going to be a phenomenal time to list. The fall market tends to be very, very strong here in the Bay Area. If you look at the seasonality, spring and fall tend to be the two best seasons to list. And I expect, given the month-to-date data that we're seeing so far, the resurgence in consumer sentiment, that we're going to see a very good fall market for home sellers here in the Bay Area. And if you're a home buyer, I mean, goodness, like if the videos that I've made before haven't inspired you to get off the sideline, I don't know what will, because truthfully, the times of uncertainty may have already passed us. And so, yes, there are still great deals to be had out there. I will definitely admit, like, we are getting buyers into contract right now. My team is getting buyers into contract almost every single day. And the vast majority of our clients right now are still getting amazing deals, especially when we compare it to prices from like 4 months ago, 5 months ago. There are significant discounts being had right now. But truthfully, seeing this preliminary data is suggesting that may not last for as long as some people may have thought it would. In other words, it's time to get off the sideline and go play ball. Now, if you made it this far in the video and you haven't already subscribed to the channel, first of all, what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button, the notification bell, so that you get notified every time we upload one of these Silicon Valley snapshots, and give us a thumbs up. It literally costs you nothing, takes 2 seconds out of your day, and it really helps us get in front of more people just like you that need to hear this message. Because the media wants you to believe that the sky is falling and that the market's crashing and all this stuff. But if you look at the data is very obvious. The market's not crashing at all. Sorry, Crash Bros. And as a token of my appreciation for subscribing and liking and commenting, if you text the word free shirt to the number down below, we'll be sure to send you a free Selling Silicon Valley t-shirt straight to your address. I was like looking down and seeing like, oh, I have a SSV shirt on. I don't have an SSV shirt on. I have a polo shirt on today, but we'll send you the SSV sweatshirt straight to your address as a token of our appreciation. That's it, everyone. I'm Danny Gould. I'm Selling Silicon Valley, and I will catch all of you in the next Silicon Valley Snapshot.